Hello, my friends. This is Pilar here. Another Wednesday, another Facebook Live, another wonderful day in paradise, my paradise in Florida. And I'm super happy because here with us today is my wonderful, beautiful friend, Minue Yoshida, finally here. That's another hug. She's from New York. She's in Florida right now. And we didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk about business because we share a lot of things in common and we are always looking for opportunities to inspire others. We know people are asking us, how are you doing it? You have become entrepreneurs. I've been 5 years in my business, and Minue has been only 8 months. After 19 years in corporate, working in 4 different countries in a totally different world. 8 months ago, she started her own adventure. So today, we want to talk about this because has been easy for you?
No.
No.
Easy is
the real
easy
thing.
is not the word. Easy is not the word. Have I been happier? Immensely. And I think that's something that people sometimes shared. Oh, you're going to be happy, or you're going to have this freedom, or you're going to have... But until you live through it, then you realized, okay, this is me. And it's because of a series of things that happen while you're putting together your business.
You mentioned something to me yesterday about a conversation, and that's very important. As you become an entrepreneur or you have a new adventure, sometimes we hear something in a moment that in that moment doesn't make sense for us, but then later you remember and suddenly you connect the dots. What was that moment? I remember talking to you and saying you will be okay, you will be happier.
Yeah, even with you, what's happening is that every time I talk to you, you have many of these pearls of wisdom, we call them, no? That you give them to me in different times of our relationship. And in the moment that you're saying that, I'm thinking, I'm not living through that. I'm not sure what she's saying.
I don't believe it, but you trust.
There's exactly.
It's
true. It's true. Is you don't believe it, but you don't think it's a lie. It's just that you don't say how is that even possible. I remember you said that you were so happy with the journey that you started that you will never look back and go back to your life. And I thought, how is that even possible? I didn't understand that. And then I'm talking to you and you're saying, I'm going to have all these books. I'm going to work only 3 days of the week. I'm going to do all these things. And I'm thinking, okay, I believe it. I don't see it right now. It's not tangible. But I understand it and I trust it. And so I see you. And for me, I think it's like following a pioneer and something that I've discovered in my business. Not only in my business, this is something I coach as well. Whenever you find somebody that you look up to, and I'm glad this is Facebook Live because now I can do it instead of just describing it. This is how I see it, that I grab your hand, right? And so you stand up. Imagine that you're pulling me from above, right? My duty now, first, is to not let go. Because sometimes you have a coach and you don't listen to your coach. So what's the point? But the other one is, so I have to choose somebody else. So I have to grab that person and say, every time you push me up, I push somebody else up. And I have discovered that is the only way of really, really growing.
That's beautiful, and it's so true. We have that. Not only it's almost an obligation to give back. Someone has helped us, we go and we help others. Absolutely. And the chain will be longer and longer. So now she has been 8 months into this new adventure, and it's not that we don't face challenges. It doesn't matter if you are 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. We will face different challenges, but the mindset is different. And we are all looking basically for the same thing. We all want to be happier, successful, achieve more. But success is different for every person. So we don't want to be comparing ourselves, because she has this, or because she's in New York, or because she had... So what is success for you, and what is your opinion? What will be you telling others about success? Not to be caught in that trap.
I'll define it. I believe that success, in my perspective, is the ability of finding a balance between happiness and fulfilling my mission, which is helping others find their light and shine with their own light. In the middle of all this, to be financially okay, because of course we're not angels, right? We need to
abundant.
Abundant. And one of the things that I discovered through all the time is that when I started coaching people, I asked them, what do you want to do? And their answer was, I want to be successful. And I said, what is success to you? And they said, I don't know, have a lot of money.
Right.
And my conclusion is that if you don't define success, you will accidentally take somebody else's definition of success. And then you'll measure yourself against that definition. So if your neighbor comes back with a huge car and a huge house and a lot of money and this and that, and you don't have that because you've defined that as success,
Different.
that doesn't belong to you, then you always feel frustrated because you don't have that thing that they have. But that's maybe their meaning of success, no? And one of the things that I think it's a big change from being an entrepreneur to, working 19 years or corporate is that I remember my success was measured in numbers, right? And so I remember writing my report for the last 2 years. 436 people coached. 32 workshops delivered throughout 16 offices. That's a number. But you know what success? When one of my clients finished her presentation and then there's standing ovation. And she has 300 people standing up and applauding on that work.
That number becomes a name and a person, and as we grow,
now that is success. Seeing Kenya Nunez, one of my clients, rise and shine and be in her full potential, I think that's actually success. Definitely.
And that makes us happier. And we can make money too, helping others. Something else about being an entrepreneur is that suddenly we can feel lonely. We can feel like we have been doing the same thing and we grow up to some point. And it happened to me a year ago. It's like I grew my business to a point and I'm like, okay, I do have 2 or 3 people in my team and I need more people in my team. And this is not only mentors, colleagues, friends, but people that are coming with different perspectives. And how do you find that? Because the truth is we are not by ourselves. We are not alone, and alone we are not going to get very far. So what would you say about creating that team? What are 1 or 2 or 3 things to keep in mind?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that are harder in this process is that if you're coming from a world where everything is defined and there's an organizational chart, then it's almost like everybody has a function and you say, well, but I don't have anybody to report to me or something like that. And in reality, and this is for anybody that will be watching, it doesn't really matter if you don't have anybody reporting to you. It doesn't matter what job you're doing. It doesn't matter what level you are in the corporations, if you're working in corporations. And it doesn't matter if you started your own business right now. You're never alone. You should never be alone. Nobody makes it to the top alone. That's impossible.
Impossible.
So it's impossible. And so I think the sooner we understand this concept, the sooner we will find that success that we're looking for. And one of the things that people were also mentioning is, I don't have the money to pay, or I don't have this and that. And I'm thinking, not everything that you need, or not everyone in your team, needs to be on a salary.
Right.
And there's many things that you need, like people promoting you, or people supporting you, or people giving you advice, or giving you their point of view, having a sounding board, or a focus group with your best friends. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you need to spend any money. I think that you need to be creative, but also be very mindful and say, if I would give you a piece of paper and I would say, trace your new organizational chart, would you be able to do this? And say, why not? Of course. I'm going to involve my family. I'm going to put, Jason, my biggest mentor. So that's, and assign roles, and say, this is going to be this now. Or my family right now, I have my graphic designer, I have my publishers, they always give me feedback. We created a WhatsApp group where we'll always, bouncing things and that. And that's the team. Because without them, I don't think I'll be where I am. Without them, there's no way. No?
We cannot do it on our own.
No way.
Definitely no way. And you mentioned something about being mindful. And I want to point being mindful about a lot of things. Everything we have talked about today, and one more. Time. Our time becomes the best valuable asset ever. And as entrepreneurs, it's so easy to be like, oh yes, I have time to have lunch with you. I have time to have this coffee. And suddenly a week goes by like, oh, What did I do with it? So that discipline with time is so important.
Wow.
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 We have the flexibility and the freedom. We can do things like this.
So yeah, it's true.
But it
It's
takes
true.
something else in the mindset.
It's true, and I think that for me, being flexible in time is always been grandiose, because then the stress of 9 o'clock and doing this is away, no? I have to confess, I wasn't very disciplined in the beginning, and I found myself 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, because again, you don't have anybody watching or anybody, knowing what you're doing.
If you're at home, you suddenly want to put the flowers in the vase or watch a dish.
And my refrigerator was very close, and so I would just go and see like what's there. So I had many temptations. I think also, television was also a temptation. And you know what?
Or social media. I mean, we can find
I've
many, right?
spent hours on
So
Facebook.
it's very conscious about it.
It's been very conscious about it. Something that I've discovered, and I also met another coach, Jackie Camacho, and I saw her, and she has this discipline. And she gets up at 6:30 in the morning. She's running. By 7, she's answering emails. By 8, she's already doing this business. By 9, and I think that's the consistency that is needed, regardless of what you're doing. If you create these routines, I read a long time ago that routines will save us from madness.
A structure will set us free.
Exactly.
Which is basically it.
And I didn't understand it when I was a teenager. I was like, I don't want a routine. Actually, yeah, as long as you create your own routine, that's the thing. And so, whatever the routine is, and we are both night people, right? We're not both night owls. So nobody says 7 o'clock you need to do it. It can be at whatever time you have. But then it's a routine. And you were talking to me about, you go to yoga.
I do my morning routine, my meditation, my morning. Yeah, I have that as a part of my
Exactly. And so that helps you, because now you can control the time that you're working, the time that you're giving. Another thing I didn't understand, and part of the mindset, is that my time is also money.
Absolutely.
And I was not in complete understanding of what it meant. I think that we have to find that balance again between my time. My time is precious, and I'm going to make the best of it. I'm charging for my time and such. But we also need to be generous. And when somebody's calling you because they have a problem, and you need to give them those 5 minutes that they need in that moment, and not everything's dollars.
No, absolutely.
So that fine balance between being generous but understanding how to put it into your business and quantify it.
And helping others, and you name it. We could be here for hours. I think we could talk about, she's a business coach, public speaking coach, communications, an expert we have to do another one someday about being Hispanic, Latina, multiculturalism, right?
Yes, we have to do that one.
We will. We promise.
Be multicultural.
At some point, we will do another one, because it's a lot. But I am so happy to see that you develop your business. You are coaching. You are helping so many people. We will hear more from you. She's my beautiful friend, Minue Yoshida. Japanese father, Mexican mom. She was born in Mexico.
My husband was born in Canada. We live in the US.
And her son is from New York. Beautiful. So the best to you, my friend. Keep impacting the world. Keep influencing others. I hope you watching out there found a lot of inspiration, but more than inspiration, action. Something to say, hey, instead of looking for that success that looks so far away, or that $1 million, or whenever I'm going to be working one day, it looks so far. Focusing today. What do you need to do today in order to get closer to that goal that you have? Wonderful.
Exactly. Just one thing.
One thing. One step at a time.
One thing, and that's it.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Gracias, Pilar.
¡Qué rico!